Welcome into the latest episode of the Betting the Pitch podcast. I'm your host, the real underscore G Warner, on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and on YouTube. Tonight, with the late night with the real underscore G Warner, we're going to go through all the top five soccer leagues for the Easter weekend. I guess congratulations or to those who celebrate. We're going to go through England, Spain, Italy, Germany, and France, all possible soccer bets. Going through a pretty deep Monday card, specifically in Italy. We are 40 and 16, 71% so far year to date. Going to try and improve on that number. If you could leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify under the Betting the Pitch podcast name, wherever you get your podcasts, probably could do it. Or at the real underscore G Warner. Make sure you hit subscribe. We do have a new subscriber. Thank you to Diego C. Palace. Might be a Crystal Palace fan, probably most likely one. Thank you for your support, and I do love Crystal Palace, I must say. So we're gonna go through all the top soccer leagues. Let me tweet out so everyone knows that I am live. I might have just done that. Let's hope I just did. Yes, I think so. So those of you that come in here live, feel free to throw a comment in, and I will certainly show that on the big screen if I see it. But while we're here, let's get into it. So we'll start in England because that's where the money is. We'll start on Saturday morning. No early match, thank God. But Brentford are currently a pick'em right now. To Brighton totals 3, juiced a little bit more to over, and juiced pretty heavily on the home favorite, I guess, at pick'em. Brighton have been getting a ton of respect from the English Premier League and the UK betting marketplace this entire season. I'm not sure I'm a believer in it, so I'll take Brentford getting a pick 'em at home right now. Don't want them to move to a quarter goal favorite, I'll say. So that's probably a limiting factor, as anyone who listens to this podcast knows, especially at Joe Dollar, longtime Patreon subscriber. If you want to check me out, patreon.com/the real underscore G Warner. But Brentford, I think they've been great at home all season. I don't see that changing, and I think Brighton shouldn't be getting this much respect away from home. Moving next to Everton, they're a half a goal underdog to Manchester City, totals 2.5, and it's juiced more to the under. We do reach the end of the Goodison Park days, and that certainly will inspire an already great Everton crowd, maybe more so for Manchester City at home. With that said, very small price. Everton need to get a result for you to cover. That's asking a lot against a Manchester City team that's been playing a little bit better lately. They were an auto fade for what felt like 3 months. Thank you for keeping us alive, afloat, all those sort of things, Manchester City, and betting against you. But I think you got to be pretty aggressive if you're playing Everton here, getting a half of a goal. I do like it. That's the way I lean. I think I'm more interested in under 2.5, but that's a result of Everton playing a low scoring game. Certainly, Man City are not interested in that type of strategy. Move next, Crystal Palace hosting Bournemouth. Currently, Palace a pick 'em at home with more juice. Total is 2 3/4. Juice pretty heavily to over right now. So Crystal Palace had an extra game midweek. I think it was a road game at Newcastle. Bournemouth, they get to rest and be far less weary as they visit Crystal Palace. Palace great at home for years and years and years. Not so good this year there, but ultimately I think we see Crystal Palace win this match at home, and a draw is a push. So I'm interested very much so in Crystal Palace at Pick'em, and I lean to under 2 3/4. Though Bournemouth have certainly been playing high scoring games. They're just a defensive counterattacking style, and I think it's hard to see them going to win a match away from home, even though they've had such a great year so far this year. West Ham United then hosts Southampton. Currently, West Ham a 1 goal favorite, a little bit more juice on West Ham at home. Totals 2 3/4, juice all the way to over. Southampton have an under manager. West Ham United also have an under manager. The big question, though, can you trust Southampton, who are already down in the championship? Can you trust them to defend in a match where they're away from home? I don't really. I'm certainly not interested in the +1, but I think under 2 3/4, which could get to 3 before kickoff, does interest me. So I'll put that on my list under 3 if it gets there. Only 2 3/4 with plus odds right now to the under right now, but we'll wait to see that one climb to 3. An important push number right there. Aston Villa then hosts Newcastle. Currently pick 'em. More juice than Aston Villa at home. 2 3/4 is the total, all the way juiced to over. So both these matches played midweek, or both these teams played matches midweek. Aston Villa, of course, crashing out of the Champions League. Much worse, but they get to stay home for 2 straight matches. Newcastle have certainly shown some blemishes away from home. I'll lean to Aston Villa at a pick 'em right now, especially with no real rest advantage. Newcastle playing at home, then they have to go to Aston Villa to Birmingham. And I think we see a lower scoring game. So I think I'm interested in under 2 3/4. Same story for Southampton, though, waiting for a 3 in the nightcap on Saturday. Moving to Sunday, we have Fulham hosting Chelsea. Currently, Fulham a pick 'em right now. All the juice on Chelsea away. Totals 2 3/4, juice very heavily to under. Fulham on the side of one here. They played Monday of last week. Chelsea did have Conference League matches, but they had been pretty far ahead, if I remember correctly. With that said, I don't like Chelsea at this point. Fulham have not been playing great, but I'll lean to the pick 'em at home, especially if they move to a quarter goal underdog. And I am interested in under 2 3/4. Fulham are not really the side to play the low block, which Enzo Maresca has complained so much about, the Chelsea manager. But I think I lean to the pick 'em at home as the strongest one. Manchester United then hosts Wolves. Currently, Manchester United a quarter goal favorite at home. All the juice on Wolves away totals 2.5, juice all the way to under. So Manchester United had a long battle with Olympique Lyonnais in the Europa League midweek. Wolves are trying to clinch their safety, though it certainly looks better than it did just a few weeks, months, all those sort of things ago. I lean to fading Manchester United because they are probably weary here. Wolves are trying to clinch their safety. That I don't think they have done that so far. I lean to the quarter goal and I lean to under 2.5 in that matchup as well. Ipswich then hosts Arsenal coming off of their elimination of Real Madrid in Champions League. Ipswich 1 1/4 goal underdog at home with all the juice. Totals 2 3/4, just pretty much all the way to under. Arsenal are going to dominate this game. Ipswich need a win, but I think they're going to try their best to keep this a low-scoring matchup. I'll lean to the home underdog, and I'll lean especially to under 2 3/4. Last but not least, on Sunday, Leicester City, a 2 goal underdog at home to Liverpool, totals 3 1/4, just all the way to over. I don't trust Leicester to score goals. I don't really believe in Liverpool as much. They're going to win the Premier League, have done it probably already, but they're not that impressive to me. I like the full goal or full 2 goals of insurance at home, though I just don't really trust Leicester at this point. They look like they're down in the championship as well. I think under 3 1/4 is actually my biggest interest in this matchup. Might get 3.5 before kickoff. Moving to Monday, Tottenham, a pick 'em at home to Nottingham Forest. All the juice on Tottenham totals 3, juice all the way to under. Tottenham Forest, combining Tottenham and Nottingham Forest, LOL. But Tottenham, they got a big win on the road in Europa League to continue and keep Ange Postecoglou in a job at least for a few more weeks. Got a big win in Frankfurt against Eintracht Frankfurt in Frankfurt, Germany. They were dominated the whole game. James Madison got destroyed by the Frankfurt goalkeeper and led to a penalty scored by Dominic Solanke, and that was it from Tottenham for the entire match. I'm not really a believer. Nottingham Forest certainly interests me getting that pick 'em right now. I'm waiting for them to get a quarter of a goal, but lean to under 3 as I think we see a very rotated Tottenham side. As I always go through in each of the leagues, pick out my favorite best bet from each of the leagues. I'm going to go with, I think probably Saturday is where I'd want to sit. And I got to say, Aston Villa at home at Pick'em are very interesting to me. Feel a little cheap considering both teams played midweek, and Aston Villa still have something to fight for in the Premier League. Move next to La Liga in Spain. We'll start with an early one on Saturday. We go to Rayo Vallecano hosting Valencia. Currently, Rayo a quarter goal favorite at home. More juice on Valencia right now. Total's 2 1/4, and it's juice all the way to under. I don't see goals in this matchup, I got to say. I don't think we could see that in many Rayo matches, nor Valencia matches either. Under 2 1/4, I think that's too high. Even at 2, I'm still interested there. Barcelona then hosts Celta de Vigo. Currently, Barca, a 1 3/4 goal favorite with a little bit more juice on the home team. Totals 3.5, juice all the way to over. Barcelona have been killing everyone, literally all year, all day, every day, it seems. I'm going to sit on the Celta de Vigo side of the fence, though. Pretty big underdogs. They've been playing well this season, better than I expected. I think most expected. I think I need a full 2 goals, and I don't really want much to do with the under, with Barcelona able to score 4 on any single day. Moving next to Mallorca, hosting Leganes. Currently, Mallorca half a goal favorite at home with all the juice. Totals 2. Juice is split both ways. This is a very much low-scoring game. Mallorca are way better at home, but have not been playing very well this season. Leganes in the relegation fight, of course. I'll lean to under 2 in this one as my best bet. Move to the nightcap on Saturday. Las Palmas, a 3/4 goal underdog to Atletico Madrid. All the juice on Atleti. This has been jockeying from 1 to now this current 3/4 of a goal with odds on Las Palmas. Totals 2 3/4, juice all the way to under. Las Palmas to me are the way to look. Atletico Madrid, they've had a disastrous season. They really have nothing to fight for. They're not going to win La Liga. They're out of Champions League, out of the Copa del Rey, all in positions where they were in great position to advance, and certainly has hurt my financial status. Amazing how bad Atleti have been. So I'll lean to Las Palmas, 3/4 goal underdog. Would love to get a full goal of insurance. I'll also lean to under 2 3/4 because I think Atleti are going to struggle to score goals because I think their season is pretty much over with. Moving next to Sunday, Valladolid host Osasuna in a battle near the bottom. Real Valladolid, that is, Pucela. They're 3/4 goals underdogs at home. All the juice with 2 1/4 as the total, just all the way to over. Osasuna are too big of a road favorite here for me. Certainly, if Ante Budemir's in the lineup, they can certainly score goals. Without him, they cannot. Even with him, it's probably unlikely. I'll go under 2.25. Could be 2.5 before kickoff is my biggest interest in that matchup. Moving next to Villarreal, they're hosting Real Sociedad. Currently, Villarreal a 3/4 goal favorite with more juice on Real Sociedad away from home. Totals 2.5, juice almost all the way to over. Villarreal have been far better this season. I don't believe in Real Sociedad. They've been struggling so much to score goals this season, but Villarreal are an over team, so I don't think I want much to do with that one. Moving next to Sevilla, hosting Alaves. Currently, Sevilla a half of a goal favorite at home to Deportivo Alaves. All the juice on Alaves away. Totals 2, juice pretty heavily to under. I don't see many goals going in. I think Alaves, they are looking like one of those teams that probably could go down, though I don't know that many were expecting that this season. Sevilla are going to possess the ball. I think Alaves are going to have very few chances, so I'm not interested so much in the underdog away from home. I'll lean more to under 2. To the nightcap on Sunday, Real Madrid, 3/4 goal favorites at home with all the juice to Atletico Bilbao. Totals 2 3/4, just a little bit more to under. Athletic Club coming off a day later, at least in the Europa League, compared to Real Madrid getting eliminated in the Champions League. Well, Athletic Club, I think, can really put a lot of pressure on Real Madrid. I want to get a full goal of insurance. It looks like we might get there before kickoff. I'll lean to the 3/4 of a goal underdog right now. To Monday with Girona hosting Real Betis. Currently, Girona a pick'em. All the juice on Betis away. Totals 2.5, which is pretty heavily to under. Real Betis have, I think, the player of the month in Spain in March, I want to say, and manager of the month, taking pictures together. Pretty good. Isco and Manuel Pellegrini. I think I like them a lot better than Girona, but I think we see a low-scoring match here, especially after Real Betis had to advance in the Conference League midweek. I'll go under 2.5, so my biggest interest, Girona hosting Real Betis. As for my best bet from the Spanish La Liga, I think there's a lot of action here potentially this weekend. But I'll go with Las Palmas, 3/4 goal underdog at home to Atletico. I just want to be against Atleti at least until their season is over. Move next to Serie A in Italy. We'll start on Saturday. A lot of matches spread out. I don't think there's anything on Sunday, or excuse me, there's some Sunday morning matches, but that's about it. Or maybe this is more spread out than I thought. Good Friday seemed to be avoided, though. We'll start with Lecce, 1/4 goal underdogs at home to Como. Totals 2.25, juice all the way to over. A lot of juice on Como, potentially moving to half a goal favorite. I don't expect goals from Lecce, so I don't really want to back them at home. And I don't, honestly, Como take leads every match against the biggest clubs in Italy and then lose 2-1. Seems that's not great for this indicator, so I'll probably skip this matchup, actually. Moving next to Monza, hosting Napoli. Currently, Monza, a goal and a half underdog at home. Just split both ways. Totals 2 3/4, juice all the way to under. Napoli, to me, are a team that's going to try to take the lead and stomp on your neck, but not really score again. I don't trust Monza to score either, so Monza under 2 3/4 is my biggest interest on Saturday, it looks like. Until we get to the nightcap, Roma hosting Verona. Currently, Roma a 1.25 goal favorite. All the juice on Verona away. Totals 2.25, juice all the way to over. Roma have been much better at home. I'm not sure that I believe that will stop by any means. Verona, I think, are interesting to me, though, because I think they can hang within a goal. I think I'm probably more interested in under 2.25 than I am in the side. Moving to Sunday, we'll start with Empoli hosting Venezia. Currently, Empoli a 1/4 goal favorite at home. Slightly more juice than Venezia away. Totals 2.25, and it's juiced all the way to under. I mean, Venezia have been playing so many low-scoring games. I'll lean to under 2.25 in that one, no problem. And I guess I lean to the side as well. Just want to be against Empoli, especially after they played a few extra Coppa Italia matches, maybe got a little bit more esteem or ethos than they should, and they've been really struggling. Bologna then hosts Inter Milan. Currently, Bologna a 1/4 goal underdog at home with almost all the juice. Totals 2.25, juice slightly more to over. Inter, I mean, what a great performance. Got me a 2 advanced number. Thank you very much to get there as an underdog against Bayern München. Avoided the dreaded penalty shootouts, which I just can't seem to win those. But thank you, Bologna. Thank you, Inter. And now I thank Inter by potentially looking at betting Bologna this weekend. I think they're in a great position to catch Inter, who are certainly fighting for Serie A in Italy, but they've had a lot taken out of them in Champions League midweek. I'll lean to Bologna, a 1/4 goal underdog at home. I think a draw is very likely away or even better for Bologna, and I'll lean to under 2.25 in that matchup as well. We'll move to Milan, then hosting Atalanta. Currently, Milan a pick'em, more juice on Atalanta away, as there's been a lot of money coming in on the Atalanta side. Totals 2 3/4, juice all the way to over. over. I want to be against Milan. I don't think that there's enough there for me at Pick'em, though, on Atalanta away from home. I'm not that interested in being against it. And honestly, the total is scary because I think Atalanta want to score and Milan can certainly concede. We'll move to Monday, which is a pretty big set of matches. We'll start with Torino hosting Udinese. Currently, Torino, a quarter goal favorite at home. All the juice on Udinese away. Total is 2, juice all the way to over. Udinese have been scoring goals, but honestly, I really want to see Florian Thauvin in that matchup or in that lineup. I don't trust really Torino to score many goals, so I'll lean to under 2, and I'll lean to Udinese as a quarter goal underdog away. We'll move next to Cagliari hosting Fiorentina. Currently, Cagliari quarter goal underdog at home. Very juiced, which made me think favorite at home as the home underdog. Total's 2.25, juice slightly more to over. Feels like to me I should be looking at the Cagliari side. I think we see a low scoring matchup. Certainly Fiorentina have, I think, been better than I expected this season, but I think you're going to have a tough one away, especially after the Conference League midweek. Especially tough to go to Cagliari, who are more aggressive at home. 2 more matches to go to Italy before we move to Liga in France. We'll start with Genoa, a quarter goal underdog at home to Lazio. Total is 2, just all the way to over. Juice to split both ways on the spread. Lazio coming off of their Europa League matchup with Bodo Glimt. Currently, Genoa look like the side I want. Lazio have not been playing well as of late, and I'll need under 2 in that matchup as well. A way to fade the Lazio offense. Last on Monday, Parma, a 3-quarter goal underdog at home with more juice to Juventus. Totals 2.5, juice all the way to under. Certainly defensive and disappointing season for Juventus, but I think we see a low-scoring match here. I'll lean to Parma under 2.5 in that last match in Italy. For my best bet in the Italian Serie A, I'm going to go with I think it's that under Napoli and Monza. I'll go under 2.75. Monza under 2.75 against Napoli. Okay, we'll move to Liga in France. I want to mention, at least everyone who's aware of it, you might need to tweet at ABrooksBets. He's trying to hold off and hang off the Major League Baseball podcast this season on the Betting Pitch Podcast Network. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify under Betting the Pitch. Also at the real_G Warner on YouTube. And if you want 1-minute videos for the ultimate best bet coming end of show and across all the shows we do on the Betting Pitch Podcast Network, check out at the real_G Warner on YouTube and on Instagram. Anyway, slide in at the real. I'm the real_G Warner on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and on YouTube. But slide in at A Brooks Bets to try to make sure he makes his season debut on the Major League Baseball podcast on this network on Tuesday night. Moving to France, we'll start with PSG hosting Le Havre. Currently, PSG a 2.25 goal favorite at home with all the juice. Total is 4, juice all the way to under. Le Havre, to me, I mean, they're going to try to keep this a low-scoring game, but I want nothing to do with fading PSG at this point, even off of Champions League midweek and a road game at that. Monaco then hosts Strasbourg. Currently, Monaco, as I wear their, I guess it's some sort of polo. Not really a kit, I don't think, but you can see the logo if you're looking at the video on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube. But Monaco, 1-goal favorites to Strasbourg. I like the Chelsea minor league team, essentially. Strasbourg +1, and I'll lean to under 3.25. Too big over 3, in my opinion. To the nightcap on Saturday of Marseille, hosting Montpellier. Currently, Marseille, a 2-goal favorite with all the juice. Totals 3.5, juice all the way to under. I mean, Montpellier, it's so sad. In their 50th celebration season, they're going to celebrate number 51 in Ligue 2. Marseille are really good, really talented. I just don't want to get in the way of that train at the Stade Orange Velodrome. Moving to Sunday, we'll start with Lille hosting Angers. Currently, Lille 1.25 goal favorite. All the juice on Angers. Total is 2.5, juice all the way to over. Lille they just haven't been as good as they started the season. You could argue that Champions League took a lot out of their kitchen, out of their system, all those sort of things. I lean to Angers at 1.25 goal underdog and to under 2.5, as I just want to be against the Lille offense. Moving next to Stade Brestois, hosting Racing Club de Lens. Currently, Brest a quarter goal favorite at home. All the juice on Lens away. Totals 2.5, juice more to the over. Lens are under team, to say the least. They've taken a ton of red cards this season. Stade Brestois have not been playing great since Champions League ended, and I feel like they've been sat in the mid-table in Liga in France. I'll lean to the road underdog quarter goal, and I'll lean to under 2.5 even more strongly. Nice then hosts Angers. Currently, Nice a 1.5 goal favorite. All the juice on Angers away. Totals 2.75, just more to the over. Nice have been awesome this season. Far better than I expected. I don't really trust them, though. I'll lean to Angers, a 1.5 goal underdog. And to the under 2.75, I'll probably skip that. Actually, just lean more to the road underdog because I think Angers can score. Stade de Reims then hosts Toulouse. Currently, Reims a quarter goal underdog at home with more juice. 2.5 is the total, juice all the way to under. Stade de Reims, they've been fighting to try to hang in Ligue 1. I'm not really a believer. Toulouse, though, as a road favorite, are not interesting to me, so I'll lean to the Stade Reims, the Champagne region club, quarter goal underdog. We'll move next to the last matchup on the day, the biggest rivalry potentially in Ligue 1 in France, at least for a little while until Saint Etienne goes back to Ligue 2, potentially. Saint Etienne, a three-quarter goal underdog at home with all the juice on Lyon away. Totals three and a quarter, juice more to the over. Lyon, of course, on the road with a really tough Europa League matchup at Manchester United for the second leg. Entered into two, and it's been a long few days. Now they come back and have to go on the road to their biggest rival, and will be incredible atmosphere. Give me Saint Etienne, three-quarter goal underdogs at home, and I'll lean to under three and a quarter as well. I think Lyon will have a really tough time to score goals. Instead, at the end, they know 1-0 is their best chance to win, so I'll lean that way. For my best bet in France, I will go with Strasbourg, a one-goal underdog away from home at Monaco on Saturday. And we'll move not last but not least, the German Bundesliga will start with a big match. They no Friday match, interestingly enough. Good Friday. I guess the Germans are still Catholic or something like that. We'll start with Mainz 05 hosting VfL Wolfsburg. Currently Mainz a half a goal favorite. All the juice on Wolfsburg away from home. Totals 2 and 3/4, juice all the way to under. Mines are big favorite. They haven't been playing as well as they started the season, and they're trying to hang on for dear life to Champions League, Europa League, whatever European position. Wolfsburg are going to defend. They've been using different defensive lineups lately, I think, due to injury. I'll lean to under 2 and 3/4 as my best bet in this one, though it's not a strong lean, especially when it looks like it's not heading towards three. Football Club Heidenheim, they host Bayern München off of their Champions League elimination. Heidenheim, a 1.5 goal underdog at home, all the juice on Bayern away. Total is 3.5, juice more to the over. So Heidenheim are going to try to score goals. That's a scary thing against Bayern München. I would not want to leave a short field or a unmanned goal post or something like that. Not a lot for me to want to do there, though I lean to Heidenheim as the 1.5 goal underdog at home, considering the crestfallen Bayern München nature. Could be angry, could score a lot of goals. I just would rather have a more defensive side than Football Club Heidenheim. Sport Club Freiburg then hosts TSG Hoffenheim. Currently, Freiburg a half a goal favorite at home with more juice than Hoffenheim away. Totals 2 and 3/4, juice all the way to over. I don't see goals in this one. Freiburg have been doing a great job of not conceding them for a long time. TSG Hoffenheim's offense is really dry. Their defense has been a more focused point of their team. I'd love to get three, though, so we'll wait to see if that number gets up there. Werder Bremen then hosts VfL Bochum. Currently, Bremen a one-goal favorite with all the juice. Total is three, juice all the way to over. Bochum are going to have to go defend and play well away from home. I think they can do that. I think the Werder Bremen defense is very, very shaky, and I think that would make them have to play a little bit more conservatively, despite a relegation fighter in the Bundesliga coming to try to stay in the Oberhausen. I'll lean to Volcom, a one-goal underdog and under three in that matchup. Moving next to VfB Leipzig hosting Holstein Kiel. Currently, Leipzig a 1.5 goal favorite. All the juice on Holstein Kiel away from home. Totals 3 and 1/4, 3.25. Totals very juicy to the over. Kiel score goals. They concede a lot. Leipzig under a new manager, caretaker manager since the Mokko Rosa firing, sacking, whatever we call it. I'm not sure I want much to do with Holstein Kiel here, I got to say. I was really enjoying RB Leipzig unders and fading them. They should be better at home. I'm not really sure what they're going to look like, but I don't really trust Holstein Kiel away. To the top spiel, the Saturday night match, we have Union Berlin hosting VfL Stuttgart. Currently, Union a pick'em, all the juice on Stuttgart away. Totals 2 and 3/4, just all the way to under. I don't see goals in this matchup. Stuttgart, they're an under team to me, possessing the ball but not scoring much. Union Berlin are exactly the opposite. Don't possess the ball, don't score much though. So I'll go under 2 and 3/4 in that matchup. We move to Sunday. We'll start with Augsburg, a pick'em with all the juice to Eintracht Frankfurt. Totals 2.5, juice more to the over. I'm not really sure who's going to start. Goalkeeper for Eintracht Frankfurt, Kevin Trapp, missed the Europa League second leg. Certainly would have been back for that, but wasn't even in the squad, was in street clothes. And then their goalkeeper took a really, really vicious blow with James Madison, conceded a penalty, and was limping the rest of the match, but they didn't seem to want to go to the third string goalkeeper there. I'll lean to Augsburg. They've been great. I'll lean to their pick'em and under 2.5. I think Eintracht Frankfurt really struggle away from home at the Fuggerstadt. We'll move next to Borussia Dortmund hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach. Currently, Dortmund, a 1.25 goal favorite at home with all the juice. Totals 3.5, which is much more to the over than to the under. I don't get it. Dortmund, they were, I guess, competitive against Barcelona in the Champions League, but were not great and are out. I don't like the situation for them. Gladbach have certainly not been good away from home over the years, but they've stabilized that this season. I'll take the 1.25 goals, and I'll lean to under 3.5 there as well. To the last matchup and the last on this episode before we get into best bets. I will go to, and thank you to those of you live. If you want to throw some comments in here, if you want me to cover something extra, happy to do so before we end. But St. Pauli, a 3/4 goal underdog to buy Leverkusen, totals 2.5, juice all the way to under, more juice on the Leverkusen side. St. Pauli can't score goals, but they can defend. I like them at home, even with that issue. I just want to be against Leverkusen as much as I can, so I'll lean to 3/4 of a goal. Would love to get a full goal of insurance, but lean to under 2.5 is my biggest interest in that matchup. As for the ultimate best bet coming from the German Bundesliga, I will go with Union Berlin Vapes Stuttgart under 2.75 for my best bet in Germany. And now it's time to get to the ultimate best bet. So let's get into it. Make sure I get my recording device ready, and it does have enough battery, thank God. And let's get into this right about now. Hey, this is Real_G Warner on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and on YouTube. This is the ultimate best bet for the Betting the Pitch Soccer podcast. Went through the top 5 European soccer leagues, the English Premier League, Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A, the German Bundesliga, and French Ligue 1. And we came out with the best bet. We're 40-16, 71% year to date. And for our best bets from England, I like Aston Villa, a pick'em. In La Liga in Spain, I like Las Palmas, 3/4 goal underdogs to Atletico Madrid. Serie A, I like Monza under 2.75. In Ligue 1 in France, I like Strasbourg, a +1. And in Bundesliga in Germany, I like Union Berlin under 2.75 goals. For the ultimate best bet in this episode, let's go with Aston Villa, a pick'em at home, coming off their Champions League exit, but at least they get to host Newcastle off of a rare midweek match. And I think Aston Villa take advantage. They win at home, so take Aston Villa a pick'em on this Saturday, 19th of April episode. And that'll do it for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you check out patreon.com/real_G Warner if you want my plays across all sports. And I will talk to you all very soon. Thank you for the support, especially late at night. Somehow we gave it almost 30 minutes on a very early wee hours of Saturday, April 19th.